Greetings. I'm here to share a very vital piece of knowledge that I've learned over the years to be one of my most helpful practices and pieces of knowledge that has helped transform my life more than anything. And that is alchemy. The ability to not allow external events to influence our internal being. So no matter what you're faced with outside of you, it should have no effect of how you feel inside. It's easier said than done, but there is nothing that's really more valuable in a sense when it comes to living your best life and maintaining a state of peace and harmony within at all times. Because the world's crazy, the world's chaotic. There's a lot that can happen, in our day-to-day, and just, encountering all sorts of conflicts. I'll give a few examples, but yeah, really it's just turning a negative into a positive. No matter what you're faced with, you're always able to come out on top and, evolve from every situation, which really is, one of it's a superpower, if you will. Because then you can always be learning, growing, expanding, evolving, and ultimately be able to take control of any situation you're faced with. And I just practice it actually when trying to set up this makeshift studio. While I wait to be able to get the proper equipment that I need to create the content that I wish to create. Need a bipod or a stand, and lights, cameras, action, the whole 9 yards. That's coming. I've come a long way to where I'm at now, getting a the first home that I'm currently living in, that I have been living nomad for 7 years. So I am alchemicalizing my reality. And what just happened was I taped my phone to a lamp. My phone locked, and I, instead of getting frustrated, which the old me would have loved to have done, the ego, of course, anytime anger, mostly all the time, anger, frustrations come up, it's usually the ego and the mind wanting to find reasons to get upset, whatever. The ego makes up 2/3 of us, so it's in 1/3 spirit. So no wonder it's so hard to rise into higher consciousness, into spirit, because there's 2/3 of us that are always wanting to take control. And that's a teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. But so I just laughed. Instead of getting frustrated, I was just like, okay, well, let's figure this out. And I look forward to taking a photo of this and sharing it, because it's very comical. But yeah, anyways, one example of alchemy is if you are faced with losing a job, if you get fired, that could actually be the best thing that ever happened to you. Instead of getting frustrated and so mad and worked up, look at it as a window that's opening. Spirit is always trying to propel us into a direction that better serves us. And maybe that job, was holding you back in ways that you didn't see. So, I actually lost my job last winter. One of the best things that ever happened to me, because I ended up going down to Florida, and I called my teacher and I told him what happened, and told me and my family to come down. And I got to expand my practice, learn some more skills when it comes to serving medicine, but also learning how to be a carpenter. I learned some electrician skills. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. So it opened up so many doorways. And it's just all a matter of perspective, and taking a step back to analyze whatever situation you're confronted with. And one of the teachings of Kabbalah that goes hand in hand with this is it talks about, look at ourselves, our light and our energy as a light bulb. And that light within us is our peace, our state of mind, our harmony, our tranquility. And the moment that we're confronted with an issue or a something that happens that we want to react to, and instead of reacting, we respond. And by you or not responding, because the moment you react to, say, somebody who's yelling at you or they're cussing at you and really triggering you, instead of retaliating and getting on their level, you diffuse the situation. Maybe just respond with love. Love has been my greatest compass when it comes to all of this. Letting love be my guide has been one of the greatest practices I've ever really implemented in my life. Because then you can never go wrong. Love is the highest frequency. Love is the most high, and fear is the lowest. So you never want to respond out of fear. It's really powerful to be aware of the power that you have, and to being able to alter a situation by just responding intelligently, or just being aware of how you have the ability to control a situation through your response. So that's one example. And another example could be, say, if you get sick and you are halted with everything that you're doing in your life, and you are forced to just be bedridden. And instead of getting stressed that you're not able to accomplish and work on all the things that are pressing in your reality, and you can't address some of the situations that you are wanting to give your attention to, look at it as an opportunity to just let go and relax and completely reassess your reality, and just slow down. And deep rest might be depressing, but what is depression? A time that our soul wants us to deep rest. So it's and everything that happens to us is happening for a reason. Cause and effect. There's no coincidences. It's all karma, which is a hard pill to swallow for many. But it's really liberating when you come to terms with this, because then you can absolutely just take control over reality and realize that you have no control. The only control that you have is how you react and respond to situations. And that governs the outcome of those situations, which is true power, true liberation, because you are always able to maintain a state of peace, harmony, tranquility, and hopefully bliss, at the very least. If you are able to attain that level of consciousness, which I say is everybody's prerogative, it should be. This is our temple. Our being is a sanctuary, so you deserve to feel good all the time, and shouldn't settle for less. It takes a lot to be able to get there, but it's very, very rewarding to live in a state of peace, harmony, bliss, and tranquility at all times. And one of the ways to maintain that is alchemy, turning a negative into a positive, not allowing external situations affect our internal being. So and another example could simply be you're confronted with an altercation with somebody, and you are wanting to react in a way that would fuel that situation, and ultimately make it worse by cussing back at them, or just not responding in a way of your true, authentic, higher self from love. And with that, you might be able to even help that person, and ultimately you're helping yourself by not getting on their level and mixing those energies. Because going back to the teachings of the Kabbalah, that inner light within you, possessing all of your peace, harmony, tranquility, and energy, once you react, it's like a short circuit. That light bulb is sparks, and your energy slips out, and you no longer have that same level of peace, and that's not acceptable in my world. So yeah, it's very very liberating to be able to really master that concept, and then you can take control of any situation and help others. Hopefully, I mean, yeah, use it for good. No knowledge is good or bad until you use it for good or bad. So I hope that you use it for good, because karma is a biatch. So be aware of that, and it will always come back to bite you. So yeah, I hope this helps, and I look forward to continuing to share much of the knowledge I have learned and practiced over the years. It's taken a lot for me to actually just step in front of this camera and share and not be afraid of judgment, especially because I sometimes struggle with articulating my words and how I wish to convey a message. I've had some pretty crazy things happen to me over the years that have affected the mind, and it's a topic that I would love to dive into and share my story at some point. But yeah, I've definitely had a lot of judgment on myself, and that's held me back from sharing sooner, because I'm not always very quick with my words, and that's no need to let that get in the way of me still sharing, because that's just a limiting belief that I refuse to accept. So yeah, thank you for your time. I'm grateful to be able to share this vital knowledge that has the ability to completely transform your life and those around you. Much love as always.